and welcome. So, I was right in my predictions. Who knew that? Wow, okay, I didn't expect it to go that way. Actually, I was surprised that I actually made this artwork, as I already told you in the other episode that I made with Game of Thrones, and warning, there's going to be spoilers from the latest episode of Game of Thrones, but yeah. As you can see here, I was wrong about some of the people that is in it that is dead, but mostly I was right about this outcome, or how to say that. Something I will admit, like, that could have been cool was like Bran taking over Drogon for a second, and that could also explain why Drogon didn't flame John, or how to say that. And even if he is half Targaryen, like, I don't think it matters for Drogon. I think like he would try to at least flamethrower him. And imagine a scene where like Drogon actually in his anger fires fire onto John, and we see John walk out of the flames being like unharmed because he's a Targaryen. That could have been an awesome shot, but I think like the burning of the throne and like it melting into almost like liquid iron lava, that was actually pretty cool. I'm sorry, like I actually like that. I think like I was in awe of like some of the things in the show, especially when Drogon came behind Daenerys and showed his wings, and it almost looked like she had the dragon wings. I also actually like the speech that she does to her men, because like this confirms that she has had enough. Because like I don't think like even if John give in to her, like imagine John being sitting with her and like seeing his sisters die, or cousins, or what they are now, but they're sisters to him. Like seeing them being killed by Drogon or other means is not something that John could, I guess, ever take. But yeah, I will say like maybe Drogon flew Daenerys to the Red Priestess that are still alive, because like there's still a Red Priestess, a young Red Priestess somewhere that they can maybe have to, yeah, I will not say regain her to full life, but I think like there is a story behind, or like Drogon flew her to the red doors with the lemon tree, or what it was, like she always wanted to. We never saw that. Well, we saw the red doors with the lemon tree with like Aya, because like that's the place of the faceless men. That is a place, I think actually it mirrors the things that is in the books, but I don't know. Where do you think like that is? Please tell me in the comments down below. And I will give, because I've seen so many people being so disappointed and giving it really, really low grades. I'm just like, yeah, it had to end, and I am actually thankful that it wasn't more rushed, or more stupid stuff were in the show. But I see why people are upset, but I will still give it like I did last time, like 7 out of 10. And the reasons why is just like I love like Tyrion in this episode. I feel for him, and I feel for like what is happening. I understand what he's doing. Even though that he loves living life and stuff like that, I think like he knows everything is just going to go bad. So it doesn't matter if he goes to the ends of the earth. If like Daenerys were mad at him and like Jon gave in to her, I don't think like Tyrion would ever be safe in this world. So I think like the thing with him taking off his hand stuff and like throwing it, I think like that makes a lot of sense, because like no, it's just like, yeah, this is the arc, this is done, like we had enough of that. And like seeing Cersei and Jaime under the rubble, that was heartbreaking. Like I must admit, like I have always had more fun side of Cersei than most people. So I was actually being like, okay, this is pretty terrible. And the way like Tyrion sits and smashes the rock, I was thinking about like a callback to old episode where he's talking about his cousin or something that's I forgot his name, but where he's just like, oh, the cousin was smashing beetles, like going gong gong gong, and I was just like, this is what Tyrion is doing in this scene. He's like mirroring that, like him being like yeah, showing that well, in this case it's Daenerys that is smashing everything, and Tyrion is trying to actually make sense of it, or how to say that, and he just can't, and it's too much for him. I also really, as I said, like the sceneries with the dragon, and I don't think it's snow it's laying under, it's ashes. That's just so, there's so much ashes laying around so the dragon can actually hide in it. That's a lot. And I love the scene where like Drogo is rising from the ashes and like sniffs Jon and are like, okay, you can pass. I was just like, jeez, I really hope what you know what you're doing, Jon. And of course he goes in and like kisses her, and I was just like, he's going to kill her now, because like there's no other way for this to end well for him. And even if it doesn't end well for him, like this is the thing that he needs to do, and I was correct in it. He kills Daenerys and the Drogon comes, and you're just like, oh my god, he's going to die. And in this scene I wish like Bran would have walked into Drogon and being like steering him for a little while, and like then flamethrowing the throne, or how to say that. But I think like it's clever in the way like Drogon is now Jon's dragon, because if you think about it, yeah, Jon is the last Targaryen alive, and what did Jon want? He didn't want the throne. He didn't want like he wanted the wheel to be broken, or how to say that, and as Daenerys and stuff like that. So I think like Drogon is now doing yeah, Jon's orders, if that makes any sense. I know like he doesn't have that telepathically link like Dany had, but maybe some part of Dany went into Drogon after she died, and we don't know if Drogon is actually a boy or a girl. So maybe she's pregnant. I don't know. No, I think like what is going to happen is like Bran is going to find Drogon with the ravens, and like make sure that he is safely away from the whatever, and like make sure that he doesn't kill people. I don't think he can make sure that he doesn't kill like sheep and horses or other kind of stuff like that, but I think like he will try to steer him through time, like with his walking ability, maybe. I don't know. I don't hope that they're going to go that way, because like I don't think like Bran have earned the right to actually walk into Drogon after all is said and done. If he did it in the first place, like if we saw him for a split second warp into Drogon when Daenerys was trying to burn the city and trying to make Drogon resist her, burn them all or Dracarys stuff. That could make a lot more sense than Bran coming back and being like, oh, the dragon is too strong to handle, I can't save the people, I'm so sorry, or something in those lines. But in the second act, we could see him warp into Drogon, looking at Jon, and then forcing Drogon to fire on the throne instead of Jon, and that would make it a little more like I will not say believable for me, but that would make it a little bit more like he earned his crown, or he earned his place with, if he actually tried to help people, because like he knew like this, he knew this was going to happen. But I think like what it's true what he also said, like he's living more in the past, so he's not sure about his future visions. But he could have told Jon or Daenerys, being like, I'm sorry, your dragon is going to fly over King's Landing, and I'm not sure if it's going to burn everyone, or it's just going to fly over King's Landing and like go after the Red Keep or something. But we need to keep your dragon out of this, and or like after we have done the first assault on the city, I need Daenerys to just fly a long way away or something, and then wait until like everything is over and Cersei is dead and stuff like that. Being clever with the, I don't know, with the war tactics. I'm not a war tactic person, so I don't know how that would have been any better. But I actually saw some YouTube videos about how the battle with the dragon could have been better, and the battle against the Night King could have been better. And I will say, like, I agree with the battle against the Night King, but I don't know if I agree with the battle with the dragon, because like again, Bran only saw the dragon fly over King's Landing. He never saw like that Drogon would have burned everybody. But still, yeah, I think like there's a missed opportunity to showing how strong this walking ability actually is. And if it's true with like a piece of Dany is now in Drogon, we could have seen that. Like, imagine for a split second that Drogon's eyes turn white and you think it's Bran, but it's actually the last of Daenerys' mind telling Drogon that no, you're take flamethrower the throne, that's fine, and take my body and fly me home, or fly me to the nearest red woman. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I was just like, yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. The only reason why I'm also giving it such a high mark, or how to say that, in comparison to everybody else, I just saw Angry Joe and he was just like not having it, only giving it 2 out of 10. But I was still like fascinated with some of the scenery and some of the things that was just like really beautiful made. And I think like with the rushed story, this is the best that I could actually hope for, not only because I predicted it, as you can see in this artwork, but uh, after reading the books, I was just like, yeah, this is pretty much it, or it's in comparison. It's not the same person that is going to rule, or how to say that. I can say that without giving too many spoilers. But I was surprised like they went in this direction with Bran being the king, and like the Starks getting a mostly happy ending. But I guess it's not all happy, because like they have lost so many people, and they have like, yeah, been through so much, so, and none of them are going to get children, or, and none of them is going to like have titles, unless you count Bran. But yeah, I think like what's going to happen is like the messages that were sent in the last episode from Varys is going to go out to some people that are against the idea of Bran being king, and then yeah, he's just going to be thrown off, or how to say that, and somebody else is going to take over. And we see like Grey Worm has a side, something, a thorn in his side for Jon, and I think like Jon will never be safe, even though like he took the black again. I don't think he's going to be safe, because like the way that the show ends, it shows more like he's being a wildling than he's being crow, or how to say that. So I think like what is going to happen into future episodes is like he's going to be the Warden of the North, or how to say that, and like being the wildlings leader and stuff like that. But something I will agree with Angry Joe and everybody about was like, what? How many Dothraki were killed in the last episode, and how many ran from the Night's King again? Did they all come back, or like is this Dothraki that came more from where she come from, like Daenerys came from? I don't know, but like they had to have traveled really fast if that's the case. I was surprised like there were a lot of those still alive, and a lot of Unsullied still alive, but like the Unsullied I didn't mind those as much, because like we didn't see them being killed that much in the Night's King episode. But the Dothraki, I was just like, yeah, there should be only a handful left or something. And that would also make sense with the ending, with them being like, oh, we're going to be cool and live in harmony here in King's Landing. I don't think like that's going to work. I hope like the Dothraki is going to get their own boat and sail to somewhere, sail back again or something. Because like they are not fit to be living in the kingdom, or how to say that. But maybe Bran have ordered them to like, you can have these lands, or you can have like this and this if you just still do what I say, or how to say that. I have no idea how or what they have gotten. And I like the council. I like the new council of the people that is in that. The thing I didn't enjoy that much was like Sam coming with the book and Tyrion not being mentioned in it. I was just like, that's not cool, man. At least you could have given him a passage or something, telling your maester, or how to say that, like, Tyrion needs to be in the story. Like, he has been through so much now, so he needs to be in the story. Like, I wish like Brienne not only write Jaime's story, but also wrote Tyrion's story, because now I don't know if that was in the book or not. I have no idea the other book I'm talking about, but like I'm a little bit upset about that. But elsewise, I think it was beautiful episode. The ending was a little rushed, and like there were some things that didn't make sense with, for example, the walking corpse walking out of town. I was just like, I guess if you survive stuff like that and you look like that, I guess like the only thing he wants to do is just walk out and die. But I was just like, why aren't any people putting him out of his misery then? Or is he just like, yeah, I don't know, like I didn't like that. It would have made more sense if he was laying or sitting on the road, and then somebody helped him up, and then he walked off, because like you could just see in his face like he was done and he just wanted to walk off. I don't know, but but elsewise, as I said, I think like Emilia Clarke did a really good performance in this one. I also like Jon and especially Tyrion in this episode, and I feel for both Drogon when he's crying, and I feel for Ghost when Jon finally pets him. Oh my god, I was just like, yes, this is what I want. This is what the the episode needed. So yeah, besides me predicting stuff, I think like that was what I wanted to see. Something I think like could have been really nice was when Bran became king. He could just have been like, oh, we're going to free Jon Snow and we're going to make him king. But I don't think like that could have been working as good, because remember, Jon can still get children if he has a title. So I think like it's question of like I don't know, like precedence, or how's that, like where like you have to take into account who or what they cannot do. But I don't know if Sansa still can become a mother. I don't think like she wants to. Because like I was actually fearing like she was going to be pregnant with bad guy's child. Sorry for blinking out for a second, but that was it. But I'm sorry, I will stop my rambling here. I hope that you enjoyed the last episode, but what I can see on Rotten Tomatoes is like there's a lot of people that don't like the last couple of episodes. And again, I can see it for their point of view, and maybe as Angry Joe said, when I have seen it one more time, I will give it a lower grade. But I don't believe like I will in particular, because like if you knew me as a person, you would know like I go for the cinematics. Often to not like it's okay if there's a good story, but that's not what's on my top agenda. It just needs to look awesome, it needs to feel awesome, it needs to be something that I guess agree with a little bit. Well, not necessarily, but yeah, I think like this is just what I wanted to give it, and I think like they have done so much with all of the other episodes, so I can't give it less than that. And maybe like as Angry Joe said, the spin-offs are going to be even better, but we just have to wait and see. And if the spin-offs are better, I will take back something that's I said here. But so far, so good. I think like we got what we actually we're supposed to get. So that's actually all that I have to say. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that's actually all. Yeah, okay, bye.